entering the eerie depths of Chokeslam Radio, where expert insider WWE knowledge and secrets are unleashed with thunderous power.
Rest in peace.
Coming to you live straight from the heart of Death Valley, here are your mysterious hosts, DRW15 and DJ Big Unknown.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Chokeslam Radio. I'm DJ Big Unknown.
And I'm DRW15. Excited for another episode this week. We got a lot to talk about, but I'll let DJ Big Unknown take it from here. But we're very excited about this week's episode.
Yeah, we're just coming off SummerSlam, so we're excited to talk about that. But we also have another really exciting guest. He's the star of Micromania, which is touring the country. We're excited to announce our guest, 25 Cent.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. Now, this is the first time we've had an actual wrestler on our show. We've been doing the podcast for a couple months, but the first time we've had a real wrestler on here. So super excited to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So, we actually found out about you because we were in Tahoe over 4th of July, and we saw that you guys were doing a show for Micromania there, and we wanted to go. It didn't work out on our calendar, but we were really, it got us really fired up. We were excited about it. So I can't wait to get into this interview and hear all about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my first question is, how did you get started with your career? What inspired you to become a wrestler?
What inspired me to become a wrestler was when I was young. I used to watch WWE when I was a kid. And I started doing wrestling in middle school and high school. But then right after that, I wanted to be on, my dream was to be on TV to do wrestling, to do pro wrestling. And then one of my friends told me there's little people wrestling out there. So I'm just going through medias and everything until my boss's wife found me on Facebook, friended me on Facebook and everything, and then asked me, do you want to try this out? So, hey, I was 19, so that was the first time I first started. But I checked the link out, and I was like, oh, there's people like me started doing this. Some people from WWE, some people from different wrestling companies. And then I flew up to Texas flew from Tennessee to Texas to go meet them and then start doing shows. And it was a big hit.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
How much training did it take for you to start doing shows from like when you first started?
Training? How much training? It took a lot of training. I'm still learning. I'm still learning some things, but the training was a lot of fun.
Yeah. How did you come up with the 25 Cent character?
My boss asked me this question, like, have you ever listened to 50 Cent? I said, yes, I have. He's like, well, let me tell you this, man. Your face looks just like him every time you get angry about some things. I kind of mumble like him a little bit. And then they said, all right, that's his character. And my boss and his wife, so he looks like 50 Cent. And then they said, okay, what's half side of 50? 25. Okay, we're going to go with that. And then once we stick with that, we'll see how all this character goes on. If this character fails, we'll come up with a new one. So we gave it a shot. And it was a big pop. Like, it blew everyone up. It's like when I first started, I didn't have the vest yet. I wore wrestling pants and I wore wrestling shoes and I went out and wrestled. But then when I got the vest and the beater and the do-rag and the hat, they were like, oh, shit. Here he comes, 25 Cent out the locker room.
That's awesome. So have you been with Micromania your whole career?
Yes, I have.
That that's cool. Yeah, I saw that they're working on a Micromania documentary. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, so we're working on a documentary. We're trying to find a camera crew, and I think Hulu and Netflix are going to plan on putting our show on there. And they're trying to find the right camera crew for us. And then, to me, I don't mind having a camera follow me as long as not follow me in my bedroom, follow me in the bathroom, because or if I'm trying to have sex with a girl, I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they,
I
they
know
haven't
like with
started filming yet, but they're
All they
they're
have is just like
setting everything up.
they're like debating on where the show's gonna be on.
Okay, I
Mhm.
see. I see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a bunch of networks are fighting to get this show because I'm sure, especially if it goes on Netflix, because Monday Night Raw is going to be on Netflix soon. So there's going to be a lot of wrestling fans with Netflix.
It'd be like this Monday night Micromania.
Yeah, I would watch that for sure. Um, so Carson or DJ Big Unknown mentioned you guys are on tour right now. How often do you guys perform, and like what's your weekly schedule like being a wrestler?
Well, we tour like every single day. We also have a residency in Las Vegas, so we're doing 2 shows a night over there. And we well right now we go on the road still, but my weekly schedule. Oh man, I haven't told anyone this except for my friends. Oof. So I get up in the morning, do my morning routine and everything, stretch out, put a few push-ups in, eat a little snack, drink a little bit of water or soda or a Red Bull, get hyped up, listen to my music, do the show, come back, work out one more time before bed, and then go to bed.
Not a bad day.
Well,
Yeah, that definitely seems like um, you're living that like dedicated athletic lifestyle. I'm wondering like what's the diet like of a pro wrestler?
oh, my diet. Damn. Damn. Okay. Usually my one of my friends who used to do he used to do sports too. He does sports. He's like a pro and he does pro football right now.
Mhm.
And he told me his diet plan. He showed me his cheat meals. So he told me you gotta get some protein, get some greens and all that. So the only thing I be eating is protein and greens. And his cheat meal is always it's like pizza. And I change my cheat meal to Skittles and a soda. That's usually my cheat meal. Trying to be like Marshawn Lynch from the Seattle Seahawks. But
Beast
I
mode.
love me some Skittles for my cheat meal.
That's awesome. Looks like we have a question from one of our viewers. Do you drink Prime?
Do I drink Prime? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, here and there a little bit. I drink a little bit of Prime.
Hmm. That's awesome. Um, so I'm wondering. You mentioned you were inspired by the WWE growing up. Which do you have any wrestlers in particular that you really looked up to?
One of my okay. One of the one few wrestlers I looked up to was John Cena, Roman Reigns. But I did wrestle. I wrestled with a former WWE superstar named JTG. I was in a tag team match with him,
Okay.
and it was pretty fun to work with him. Um, Sin Cara is one of them. Carlito, Eric Rowan. Got to go with the old tribal chief Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Glad he
Yeah,
came back and everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes the Undertaker.
that's awesome. Yeah, I'm wondering. Do you think that there? I know that since WWE within the past year, they've changed up a lot of things and they've been collaborating with other wrestling promotions. I was wondering, do you think that WWE would ever collaborate with Micromania?
Okay, if it did happen, that'd be fucking awesome.
I agree. Because I mean, we used to have a lot of little people wrestlers like Hornswoggle and El Torito in the WWE, but we haven't really seen that in the last couple years. So I'm
I
wondering,
wrestled, I wrestled against El Torito and Hornswoggle in a
wow,
match.
what was that like?
Wrestling with Hornswoggle was pretty fun. Wrestling with El Torito, oh my gosh, that boy he's stiff on me, but he's pretty fun.
Mhm. What I guess did you have any interactions with them outside of the ring?
Not much with Hornswoggle, but El Torito, he's funny. He keeps calling me his cuñado, which means brother-in-law. So many times he wants to get with my sister and all that. I said, if you want my sister, you can have her. But we'll see. We'll see.
I wanted to know if the WWE did do a collab with Micromania, like what faction, what group in the WWE do you think you would want to join, or would you like to form your own, or what? Like if you did become a part of the WWE, where do you see yourself?
If I was part of WWE or Micromania and WWE were collaborating, they might put me with either Jay Uso, main event Jay Uso. They might put me with him, or I might start my own, like with a midget faction, with all the midgets all the midgets go after the tall wrestlers or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Both of those would be pretty awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that would be exciting to see.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, you use that word, I'm not sure if I could say it, but it starts with M. I was wondering, like, what are your thoughts on people using that word? Is it offensive?
It depends on who you want to say it to.
Mhm.
It's like depends on like who you're gonna tell it to. So like if one of the fans saw me outside of work saying, "Hey, he's one of those midget wrestlers," and one of my friends said, "Hey, he's not a midget, he's a little person," I'd be like, "Hey, man, it's okay. They're fans. If they've seen me at a show, it's okay." Like
Mhm.
it don't bother me. It's like I mean, like I'm immune to that word. I'm immune, and it's like a bullet bounce off of me. But like, there's some people who hate that word that will get so offended, and then once they get offended by it, it hurts their feelings, or they break down and they get mad and they want to kick some ass. But
Mhm.
midget is just a word.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was wondering.
that's good to know.
Yeah. I was wondering, I know you're on tour right now. Have there been any shows recently that have stood out, either like really good or really bad shows? Like anything crazy happened recently?
Well, a few times there's some things that has happened. I had a guy at a show about, I think, 3 years ago called me an N word with a hard R.
Oh, wow.
In the middle of a
Hmm.
show, the first time I didn't hear him. A few more times I heard him, I got ticked off. I want to go after him and beat his ass. One of the luchadors stopped me from going outside. I was getting ticked. My boss told me, go inside. Went inside. The guy also went inside because the police were escorting him out because he has to pay his tab. So he sees me in the inside. And now this was going to be like a huge brawl in the bar, was me against me versus him.
Oh, geez.
Mhm.
Now, one of the bartenders rushed out to go get him, saying, "Hey, one of your guys about to fight a guy." So all the wrestlers stop what they're doing, including my boss, start running inside, seeing me about to go after this guy because he keeps calling me that word. Now, 3 fans pick me up and pin me against the wall.
Oh, geez.
Now,
Hmm.
I'm seeing red. So if I see red,
Yeah.
you're on a threat list to me. And now they're kicking him out. He paid his tab. They're kicking him out. They're leaving me inside because I don't want to be outside. Because like at the end of the show, we usually hit people with our weapons for $20. And if I'm still seeing red, I don't know if I'll hurt them or something like that. So that's why they kept me inside until I cool down.
Mhm.
Dang. Yeah, I can imagine that fans sometimes get a little bit like rowdy and out of control at those shows. So I've always wondered how you guys handle it, because I can imagine that fans sometimes can be a lot.
Yeah. Like I remember one time one of the fans called my mom a hoe in front of me, and she was at a show with my family. The first time I didn't hear it, second few times I heard it, I slapped the beer out of his hand. Said, if
Mhm.
you want to be a man about it, go ahead, hit me. I want you to hit me. If you're man enough to call my mom a hoe, why don't you come over here and hit me? I slapped your beer. Go ahead. And then he grabbed another beer, and then he started saying, so I slapped that beer out of his hand again. I didn't touch him. All I did was slap the beer out of his hand. I'm like, if you
Mhm.
want to do this, we can go outside and we can handle it like men. So after the show was over, he actually waited outside.
Wow.
He waited outside the fight. I want to go home and leave because
Mhm.
I don't want to fight a fan outside and go to jail.
Hmm.
Even though I have the right to fight the guy because he called my mom a hoe, but like, I don't want to fight.
Yeah.
But if I had to fight for something, then I will. But the guy was being stupid. His sons were there. Like all of his sons were there. They know
Oh
his
my
dad. They know their dad
gosh.
was drunk.
Uh-huh.
They know that, and they know that they would never call a woman that.
Mhm.
And so the dad was stupid enough to go in his truck and grab a gun.
Oh my
Oh, geez.
gosh.
And I'm like, okay, so you're man enough to shoot me, right? So I walked up to him and I placed the gun right here.
Oh my god.
Come on. I was like, come on, shoot. Be a man. No, wait. And I point the gun up here. Didn't do it. And I forced the gun towards my lips. I'm like, come on, shoot. He thought I was crazy. He thought I was fucking crazy. So I grabbed the gun, slammed it on the ground, and it broke. And then I walked away.
Dang.
And then his sons put him in the truck, send him home. And one of his sons DM'd me on Instagram saying, hey, man, sorry about my father, sorry about my dad, man. I know he could be a handful and all that. I didn't really mean it to happen. I was like, nah, man, you're good. It's just I don't like it when people talk about my family like that. It'd have been different if
Mhm.
I was talking about his wife, talk about your mom like that, say that about your mom, because you probably do the same thing to me. And so I respect his sons. I respect them. Like all do. I'm glad his sons are loyal fans and everything. His sons were allowed to come back to the show, but their dad was not
Mhm.
because the bar owner kicked him out because he had a firearm. But they let the son. I told him, hey, you can kick the father out, but you can let the sons have come back. And I said, okay, we can let the sons come back, but not the father. I'm like, yes, if they bite their mother, the mother can come in. So I'm generous like that. I'm not like, oh, his whole family's not allowed to come. No, I'm more
Mhm.
generous.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a crazy story. I can see why all these networks are trying to get a TV show about you guys, because
Yeah,
that
because
just
that's one thing I don't want no one to record about that because if they recorded
yeah.
that, then they thinking, oh shoot, you really want him to kill him.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's always like the way they edit these documentaries, you never know how it's gonna really like make you look in the end. Like,
Yeah,
but I'm wondering, does that kind of thing happen a lot with fans being that aggressive, or is it more of like like a rare thing to happen?
it's like a rare thing because if they're
Mhm.
that drunk and they get that point saying, oh, I don't like this guy for real, I want to beat his ass for real, then you know it's rare to happen. But if it's like, excuse me, if it's like a fan trying to give you heat, then that's a different story.
Mhm.
But like if a fan says, "Hey man, you an ugly bitch," and I'm like, "Hey, look who's talking." That I mean, you giving me heat, but I'm giving it back
Mhm.
Yeah.
because that's one thing I like. If you're giving me heat or giving me pops or whatever, then I'm cool with it. Like I'm cool. But if you give me like a threat that like affects me and my career, then I'm like, all right, man, you gotta calm down, or there's gonna be a lot of problems that we can't settle.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've always wondered how you guys handle it because, like, at the end of the day, you guys are working and it's your job, but the crowd's right there, and you guys kind of. I've seen a lot of your shows where you have like super fun, your cool interactions with the crowd, but sometimes you can't handle how they're acting, especially when there's the bar right there and all of that, and you're close enough to smack a drink out of a guy's hand if he's disrespecting you and your family. So it's definitely like a pretty unique thing to do with the crowd, like being that close to you guys.
I remember we had a kid slid in the ring by accident, and it was just a kid. Like he was like 5 or 6 or 7 years old. Now this is funny. So a kid actually slides in the ring, and I was wrestling this new guy who was a heel. That guy actually kicked the kid in the face. I was like, "Oh my god!" So I got out of the ring. The kid was crying, and I took my shirt off and gave it to him. I even signed it right afterwards. And I picked up the kid, gave him back to his mom. That I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And she's like, "You're good. You're good." He'd be happy for the shirt. And the guy who kicked him in the face didn't know. So, I mean, if it's a kid, we give them warnings. Like, we're not going to actually beat you up. We're not going to beat up the kid. Because then we go to jail. Yeah. So what I did was I had to be the nice, which I was a face. So I had to be nice to like slide out, grab the kid a shirt, give him my shirt, signed it for him after the show. He was happy. And the guy got fired from that.
Dang.
Yeah.
Because he should have known better. If it was a kid, you give kids a warning.
Yeah.
You give kids
Yeah, I mean,
warnings.
it seems like a no-brainer. Like, I can't really think of any situation where it would be like, okay to just kick a kid in the head.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, man, because like then that puts bad review on us.
Yeah.
And a bad review on you.
Mm-hmm.
But the mom knew I apologized anyway, so the mom knew I didn't kick her son.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She knew the guy kicked her son. So we told her don't sue us. I told her please don't sue us. And she's like, "No, I'm not gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue him." I'm like, "Okay, if you sue him, that's also about to sue us."
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like persuade her not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I told the guy, "Hey man, you gotta apologize to his mom, to the kid and his mom, man. You can't kick the kid. I get if it's an adult. Like I get if it's an adult, but you gotta like make sure he's a kid.
You can't go around kicking kids.
You gotta slide the ring and grab him and put him back." Because then it tells me, you say, "No, not yet. Later, but not yet."
Yeah.
So and then the kid stood in the ring again, and I picked up the kid. I got out of the ring. I gave him back to his parents, and it was so funny. The kid wanted a hug. So I did not know this kid. This kid wanted a hug. I walked away for a second and I hear him say, "Can I have a hug?" And I'm like, "Oh man, this kid." I love this kid, man. I love this kid. So I turned around, gave him a hug, and went back in the ring. And then the kid, when he sees me fighting this guy outside, he gave him a big ass chop.
Okay. And
I'm like, did his mom never always tell you never to hit a stranger? And I'm like, "Good job." And he gives me a high five, and then he sat down and he wanted me to win. And then the kid was crying when I lost. And then the kid said, "I wanted you to win." I'm like, "Don't worry, I'll get him again. I'll beat him again." He's like, "Do it." But I love doing kid shows though. I love doing kid shows.
That's interesting. So do you do like different shows like aimed towards adults and other shows aimed towards kids, or is it like a mix?
It's like sometimes like a mix. So like if it's a kid show, we can't swear, but like sometimes I try so hard not to swear.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear a kid say, "Kick his motherfucking ass." And then you hear the mom say, language! And then you hear the dad say, that's my boy. And I'm like, what are these parents teaching these kids?
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
I'm wondering, a big part of pro wrestling that you have to deal with is injuries. Have you gotten a lot of injuries throughout your career?
I had about 2. When I wrestled a girl, and this was like 20 to 30 seconds in the match, my knee got tweaked
Mm-hmm.
because the padding was like rising up. I tried to jump it, but my other leg didn't go with me. So I thought it was just like a normal pop, like when your knee pops, it's just normal.
Yeah.
And I stand up and I stand on it like flat, and I'm like, oh, okay, yep, that's my knee. Yeah, my knee is tweaked. I can't walk. So my boss, I was wrestling my boss's wife, and she's like, should we end the match? I'm like, no, keep going. And then she's like, are you sure? Just keep going. And that's all I'm telling her. Just keep going. Don't worry about me. Let's just finish it, get it over with, and I can look at it later. So all I'm doing is hobbling on one leg and then wrestle with one leg.
Dang.
Oh my gosh. And how much longer did the match go?
30 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm hobbling on one leg and it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. Because I'm sure you got adrenaline at the beginning, but that's not gonna last for a full 30 minutes.
No. It won't last as long, but we went for like 30 minutes because I was on the ground for like 2 or 3 minutes. Because my leg, because I couldn't like stand, and I'm slowly trying to get up, and then I'm trying to like sell, but I'm slowly getting up because my leg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Second injury was I pulled a muscle out of my arm, but it felt like I torn it.
Oof.
And it was very painful, and I couldn't like lift my arm up. And then they said, is your arm in shock? I'm like, I don't know. Probably need to get it checked, or probably need something. So we went to go check it. They said my muscle was bruised, and I accidentally tore it.
Huh.
Dang.
And so I had to wrestle with one arm, and it sucked.
Dang.
But I chop with this hand.
Yeah.
But I punch with my right, and it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
To chop with the other hand, and I got to punch with my right, and it's so hard. And I'm like, I gotta find a way to get this right.
Yeah. How does that work for recovery when you're trying to balance like how much time you should take off or before you come back without like
risking more injuries?
Yeah.
I told him I could still wrestle. It's just I need time to I want to still wrestle, but I need to make sure that I don't put a lot of weight on 2 things. Like, don't think about the pain, go through it, and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like the knee thing, they put me in the battle royal only, and then get out fast. And then the arm was hard because I had to find a way to wrestle with one arm, and then it's not difficult wrestling with one arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, like when I'm watching wrestling, sometimes you can't tell if an injury is real or fake. Like I don't know if you watched SummerSlam this weekend, but Rhea Ripley had that shoulder thing, and I honestly couldn't tell if she was just like selling a fake injury or if her shoulder was actually messed up. So I'm sure sometimes you can kind of like work it to your advantage, but then when you actually get hurt, like I can imagine that's pretty tough, and obviously you need to like protect yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of pain going through injuries like that. Even
imagine.
though Cody Rhodes have a torn pectoral muscle.
Yeah, that looked gnarly.
And I was like, did he bust something or did he like move?
Yeah, I don't know how. Can't fake that. I mean, his whole chest was like purple and black. That was gnarly.
It was gnarly.
I was wondering, as a pro wrestler, do you get a lot of girls?
In what way?
Just like in general, do you get a lot of female fans wanting to like hang out with you?
Well, damn. Okay. Let's just say a few do, but I'm not into like, well, if a girl wants me to do a one night hit and then I'm like, I'm done, I'm not like that. Oh, I'm kind of like that, but I'm not literally like that.
Mm.
Me, it's, well, one thing it's so hard to talk about that, but like one thing I remembered was if I told my mom it's gonna be hard for me to date someone I'm on the road though. And then she's like, what do you mean? She's like, I believe you. And my stepbrother was like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's hard? I'm like, so if I date someone where I'm from and I go out on the road and do my job, what is she gonna do behind my back?
Yeah.
She's gonna be all lonely, then she's gonna wish she has me over there, and then she's gonna have sex with some dude and then pretend to be me, and then out of nowhere I'm gonna come home and gonna see what the fuck is going on here, and then I find out she cheats on me, and I knew that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I did date someone on the road with me, then we know what's work. We know how to do things around, like how to like make up rules and tell each other what we can and can't do, like the do's and the don'ts. Maybe that girl I might want to marry, put a ring on it, have a kid with, but I don't even know.
Yeah, I know that's a problem that a lot of pro wrestlers struggle with, just being on the road all the time. And even when they like look at Dominic Mysterio, he's even dating other wrestlers and still running into a bunch of issues. So
even though he's married.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So like what percentage of your life are you on the road pretty much?
Like what percentage of life?
Yeah.
In what terms?
Like, I guess like how much time do you actually like spend at home, like compared to when you're out of town?
Usually 2-3 times a year.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Because usually I go home for my birthdays or something like that, or ask time off. But sometimes I usually don't ask for time off. It's just I just go ahead and want to work and then save some money, then go home. And then sometimes if I do have a woman and if my girl was on the road with me, or if I'm dating a girl on the road and she wants a vacation, then I have to leave when she wants to leave and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm single anyway.
Yeah, that's for any of our female listeners out there.
Oh no. Oh no. Why did I say that? Because she'd be like, I bet the one that goes like this. Oh, he got that money. Oh.
Yeah, how often do you get recognized just like walking around? Like, do people typically recognize you or know?
A lot of people do.
Really?
A lot of people do. Yeah, I remember when I was in home in Tennessee, and I'm on my way to meet up with my crew, and one of my friends who came to the show, who's security, and who also checks people in, one security. He sees me, recognizes me. He's like, 25 cents. Hang on, man. I'm gonna upgrade you to first class, brother. Let me go ahead and do that for you. And I'm just like, wait, what? And my mom is sitting right next to me. She's like, you getting upgraded to first class? Yeah. And so all I'm seeing him is typing it up because there's one first class seat available. Now he's typing my name into that first class seat. And so he runs out, checks my bag in, he runs me to security. He said, hang on, we got it. And then one of my friends who's security like, 25 cents. Okay, you know what? Screw security. We're gonna get you to your flight, sir. And so he's like, man, quick, we got a popular celebrity coming in through. And then I'm like, holy shit.
That's
Is this
wild.
what how NFL players be like?
Yeah.
And so we're just going through the plane to the gate. I went through security, and then they pat me down, got my bags, and I'm just gone. And we just went to my plane, and then they said, "Hey, this D 25 cent. He got first class." She's like,
Dang.
25 cent. What does he do? Oh, he's a professional wrestler. And they're like,
Yeah.
all right. And so they call first class. I'm already in first class.
Mhm.
Dang.
All right. Well, I have an important question because we do have some people from the WWE who watch our show sometimes. So I'm wondering if the WWE asked you to join the Royal Rumble, would you do it?
Would I do it? I will definitely would do it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know that I definitely would be really excited to see you in the Royal Rumble. And I think a lot of people would be.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Maybe I get a title shot against Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. Anyways, well that's really all the questions I have. What about you, DRW15?
I just had one more. Like, what's your favorite type of match to do? Like, I know you guys obviously just have like the standard matches, but then you have like the Royal Rumble and some other matches. Are there any that you really enjoy doing?
Sometimes tag team matches,
Mm-hmm.
but my favorite matches of all is hardcore matches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are my favorite to watch.
And it's just like a no holds barred match or falls count anywhere matches. But like I kind of like that better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a freestyle.
Yeah.
Are you ever like pretty sore after the shows? Like you get beat up a little bit? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I think actually, do you have any social media or anything that you want to shout out while you're on the show?
Yes. I want to shout out to Micromania Tour and Microsphere Garden because without them, I wouldn't be who I am today. Shout out to Billy Blade, my boss, who's been in wrestling for like almost 25 years. I'm reckoning so. I hope my math is right or off. If it's off, then I'm sorry. And shout out to my parents who gave birth to me and let me have my dreams come true.
Awesome. You got any big shows coming up?
Well, we got a few shows in Virginia. Then I'm off back to Vegas again.
What part of Virginia? That's where I'm from.
I don't even know, man. It's my first time back in Virginia like in 3 years. I don't even know.
All right. Well, I'll look it up. I'll try to go.
All right.
Yeah, well, we're really excited to discuss SummerSlam. So if you want, you can stick around and discuss that with us, or feel free to drop off whenever. We don't want to take too much of your time.
No, man, y'all good. Y'all good.
All right. Yeah, well, let's get into it. First of all, I'm really excited. Roman Reigns, the only tribal chief, is finally returned to put Solo in check.
Yeah.
I think
he's probably mad because they threw Paul Heyman through a table.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Paul Heyman's going to return.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I wonder what that's going to be like because we haven't seen or heard from him since, Solo put him through a table. But now that Roman's back, I hope he comes back with him because that was an iconic duo.
And the rumor Jimmy Uso is coming back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'll be back at some point. I don't know how that's going to work with Jey Uso though.
Yeah. Because I heard it's going to be a bloodline civil war between Solo's bloodline versus Roman's bloodline. Because my prediction is going to be Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Sammy, and maybe Zila Fatu.
Yeah, I heard rumors that he might be joining the WWE. So we know that there's a lot of, extra bloodline members that nobody's even heard about still out there. So
Because I remember that I met Jacob Fatu's father, Tonga Kid.
Oh wow.
Mm,
He came to our show so many times, and he told me a lot of things. He gave me a lot of advice to do. And
that's pretty
then
cool.
one thing I remembered was he told me, if the WWE did sign you right now, you will probably be the next big one. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, they might give you a big push.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, okay, if they give me a big push, then that'll be like something. I don't know. I've been dreaming about being in the WWE. I've been dreaming about it, but
Hmm.
when they
Yeah.
stopped adding little people on the show, it's like not as fun.
Yeah. Why do you think it is that they don't have as many little people anymore?
Sometimes they'll cut them loose, like saying, "Hey, your character is not giving up a big pop for these guys." Like they'll pop for like anything. If Hornswoggle's there, they'll give him a pop. If El Torito was there, they give him a big pop. But I'm saying if they did bring back some little people, or they did sign me, it would be a high honor. But my boss would probably be like this: if one of the WWE contacts him, like, "Hey, who do you think is best fit to go to WWE?" He'll have to handpick whoever and then send them that way.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta be booked into a show, whatever they're gonna be at, and then wherever they're gonna be at, then you show up. Because I remember me and my friend went to Monday Night Raw in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
I wore my 25-cent shirt and everything. We saw Adam Pearce walking in the main hallway, and he said, "Are you a wrestler?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm wearing my shirt." And then we showed him where we were sitting. He put us at ringside.
Uh-huh.
Dang.
And so we were like in ringside, and we told my mom, like, "Hey, we're in ringside." She's like, "What row are you in?" We're like in near the back row. You won't be able to see me because I'll be sitting on a chair.
That's pretty awesome. How did you run into Adam Pierce? Like how did
So we checked in. Me and my friend both got checked in,
mm-hmm.
and he was just in the hallway right by the concession stands were.
Uh-huh.
And he said, "Hey," he saw my shirt, and he said, "Hey, are you an actual wrestler?" I'm like, "Yeah, my wrestling name is 25 Cent." All right, you know what? You two come with me. Where you guys sitting? And we showed him where we were sitting. Like, you know what? I got a better idea. Come with me. So we went all the way down towards ringside,
Mm-hmm.
sat in the back row. Now I told my mom, if you see a 25 Cent shirt in the back, you know it's me.
Uh-huh.
So the camera didn't angle that far. So we were like all in the back. So we were like, you know what? Forget this. We'll just sit back here
Yeah.
and chill.
Yeah.
I bet it sounds like Adam Pierce knew who you were though, because he's not just gonna go up to somebody and be like, "Hey, are you a wrestler?" Like, I think he probably recognized you.
Probably so. And a lot of people keep tagging WWE on Instagram stories with my tag saying, WWE, please sign 25 Cent. Please sign him. And I'm like, man, that'd be a high honor if they did sign me, or if they did come to our shows, or to see the CEO Triple H come see our shows and sees me wrestling someone and puts me and my partner in the WWE. That'd be like freaking
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that documentary that they're filming, whenever they put that out, I'm sure you'll be one of the bigger stars on that. I know you said you don't want them following you around everywhere you go, but
Yeah.
you
But
know,
like,
you've got a pretty cool character that a lot of people like. So I feel like when that comes out, it'll definitely help with your guys' popularity and all that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand I'm like one of my boss's huge stars. I understand that. And usually a lot of people ask me, like, do you take all the credit or what do you do? So to me, I'm more like a team player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like one of my things. Like I don't say, oh, I don't want to get all this credit because I don't deserve it. Like I split the credit off to other people.
Yeah.
Like I say, I want to thank my partner. I want to thank my crew. I want to thank my boss. I want to thank the people that
Mhm.
show up. I want to thank my family. Like that's what I do. Like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people will like take the whole credit, say, "Oh, it's their whole idea for the character. It's their whole idea on joining the company." No,
Yeah.
I I want to be part of the company. I want to join a company that will like accept me
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and see how far I'll go. And most companies that I've heard, well, I've seen some because I've heard a lot of other little people, wrestling companies talk shit about everything, want us to join them, but then I know how they are because they have a bunch of big stars over there.
Yeah.
And then they'll bring that new guy, they'll bring them in, they'll welcome them on open arms for like one day.
Mm-hmm.
Second day, below the barrel. You're back where you first started.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people say, oh, they don't do that. No, they would treat you like that. If you're
Yeah.
a guy or a girl and the new girl joins and they thinking and you're the high person in the other company, they will bring you down so fast. You got to work your way back up again.
Yeah. A lot of
And
people say that's what happens at AEW too.
yeah, it's like when you're that popular in one company, they will treat you badly for a little bit to make you go down like bottom of the barrel, and you gotta find a way to like work your way up. It's just like NBA, NFL, NHL, like all the starters. Like if you're trying to become a starter, you gotta work yourself. You gotta work your way up.
Yeah.
And I remember this one company, this little people wrestling company called Micro Wrestling Federation. One of my old friends called me, wanted me to join them. And I've seen people that used to work with my boss on his company talking mad
Yeah.
shit about me and the people that I worked with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I did? Let them
Mhm.
talk.
Yeah.
Because they want you to like defend, to make you break, to make you get loose.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what I didn't do. My parents went to their show. I try to tell them, don't wear my merch to their show. Because they'd be like, why? If you wear my shirts to their show, they're gonna know you're my parents.
Mm.
They're gonna know because I know some people who were my childhood friends work there, and if they see that, well, what happened? One of them came up to you and talked shit about me in front of you, or they want you to recruit me.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's gonna put a bad image on me because now that puts a target on me. And then I gotta get a call from their promoter say, hey, I want you to join us, but not this. I don't want you to be with them. Meaning they just put a target on me, and now either I join them or not. If I don't join them, then you don't know they probably threaten my family, and then I gotta find a way to join. Or they'll probably make a false lie about me and send some SWAT team after me.
Wow. Has anything like that ever happened?
No, not technically, no. But like they were talking a lot of shit, so I told my parents like, don't wear my shirts, don't wear our company shirts, because if you wear our company shirts, they're gonna know. Because all it takes is one childhood friend of mine or two to see, and then once they see it, they're gonna know.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they know, then they're gonna recognize you. They're gonna recognize me on the line. But then they said, okay, we won't do that. I said, don't mention my name. Don't mention anything. And so they didn't. So I was glad they didn't, because they did, and I'm in trouble because poof. Now that company got a target on me. Don't want that.
Yeah. Does it get pretty cutthroat with the competing promotions?
It does. It's like most people said they have this company last time, or or they were like right down the street from us.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I remember one time we had a show and they were like right down the street from us.
Dang.
Wow.
Now, when they were right down the street from us, we did not know that until we found out that we can see their van drive off. Like we drove we drove away and we saw their van, and then they're loading everything up, and then we didn't stop. We just kept going. My boss wanted to stop. I was like, Billy, don't stop, because now we're gonna draw a war to this, and then now this is a war that we can't undo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we left them alone. We don't want to cause problems, because if we cause a problem with one company, it goes over to the other companies. Then the other companies will go to the next one and the next one until it all becomes a freaking war.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I do like what you have to say though, like putting the company over yourself, because I think that's a lot of wrestlers, and it's not just in wrestling, it's in like especially football and like college sports with the like transfer portal and all that. A lot of people are more worried about like whether or not they play than if their team actually wins. And it's kind of the same thing in wrestling. Like they don't care if they're the champion, they don't care if the show's not making any money or everyone hates it.
Yeah. Like, I remember one time I won the belt, I never like wanted to act like I know how a champion is. The champion is like never in here. It's always in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like I remember I had the belt and I was getting interviewed by these guys, and they said, "You're the champ, so you must be thankful that you won, right?" I'm like, "I'm always thankful, because it's not just me.
Yeah.
Never me. Yes, I worked my ass off, but everyone else did. My boss trained me. My coworkers trained me. I listen to my coworkers, and sometimes I listen, and they listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a telephone line. If my boss tells me you're winning the championship tonight, then that's what I'm doing. Or if I want to give someone else that moment, I'll tell them, you know what, let's switch it up. Let this person win it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll see how it goes. If she does pretty good and she gets a pop, boom, we're sticking with that one.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if I drop the title, if I don't drop the title. I want everyone to have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I never ever be a selfish person, because yes, I can be selfish a little bit, but I know how to like turn that switch knob.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think that that's a good lesson for athletes and wrestlers everywhere.
Because I mean, if you hear this guy, if you hear like another wrestler say like, "No, I want it because I want it for myself. I did it because of myself." No, you did not want it because of yourself. You want it because it was decided by the promoter, and it has to be agreed on to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I don't care who wins or who loses. If I lose, I lose. I'll take it. If I win, I win. But I'll still be thankful because I did my job.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people be saying, "No, you didn't do your job right." Blah 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 blah. No, if my boss tells me to do my job, and I'm doing the things that he told me that I need to do, saying, "Daniel, 25 cents, you're winning your match, but you're gonna lose the battle royal against this opponent." Then if I said, "Okay, I'm down to do that," or this person beats me in the match and I win the battle royal, I don't care. It's whatever. You decide what you want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow up with whatever you throw at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like if you put me in a match with another tall guy or another little person, whoever I'm wrestling, I'm cool with it, as long as I know what I'm doing. But if I don't know what I'm doing, then I'm stuck.
Yeah.
And then that's why I keep telling people, and they're like, "Why do you always say that?" Well, one, I need to know what they can do first.
Yeah.
Because I can't say, "Oh, I can do everything." Because if I said that, then guess what? One botch move, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
But if I know what they can do and they ask me, "Can you take those moves?" And if I don't remember how to take it, then I'm like, "Nope, scratch that. Let's do a different one." Because my friend Kaimana, who's a tall guy who's also a wrestler, told me, "Do moves that make you feel comfortable." If you're comfortable on doing that move, then practice it and then see if you're comfortable with it. If you're not, that's okay. We can find something else.
Yeah.
And
How does that work? I mean, you've been wrestling for a while. How often do you add a new move to your move set?
if I want to, so it'd be like if I see like most of the times I'll watch the move, like how to do the move,
Mhm.
and I'll show to my boss, hey, this be a good move for me to try on someone. I'm like, okay, well, let's practice it and see. So like if I want to do an RKO, right? I gotta watch how you take it and watch how to give it to someone. And then if I know what I'm doing, then I know what I'm doing. If I don't know what I'm doing, then we scratch it off and go over the next move.
Mhm.
And I haven't done any top rope stuff yet. I'm still learning,
Mhm.
even though I've been trying to learn how to do it.
Yeah. Well, I can't do any top rope stuff either. So
I mean, in one of my videos, I did a springboard stunner.
oh wow.
And it was not from the second rope because we tried the second rope. It was because someone else did something off the second rope. So like, we'll do it from the first rope and see how that goes.
Hmm.
So we did that, and no one hasn't done the first rope. So we're like, all right, let's do that.
Mhm.
But
Anyways, I love how we completely went off the rails, but I do want to get back to SummerSlam. What were your guys' favorite matches of the night?
my favorite match is when Seth Rollins was the guest referee. That was like my favorite one.
That one was pretty entertaining. I mean, that was the only one that wasn't for a championship, but that was arguably one of the most like heated matches of the night. It was That one was exciting.
It really was.
Yeah, those guys do well because you could just feel how much they all kind of like work together, but also were like hating each other. And then the whole thing with CM Punk's wristband or his bracelet, like it was a little silly. I'm not gonna lie, but
that got me good when Drew McIntyre did that. I was like, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, ain't Seth Rollins a face?
I think so. It's kind of hard to tell if any of those guys are faces or heels. I
know Drew McIntyre is a heel.
Yeah, but I
as a
mean,
heel.
I can't tell if CM Punk is supposed to be a heel or a face because
No, CM Punk is a face because he returned and he got a pop.
Yeah.
In AEW, he was a heel. First time he went to AEW, he was a heel. Then when he was still there, he became a face.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, if you get like the biggest pop, you're gonna be a face.
Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like what just happened with The Rock recently. Like,
yeah, because it was gonna be him versus Roman,
and
then Cody stepped in and he wanted the match.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on all that?
My thoughts was if Cody went against Seth Rollins again for the title, for his title, that would kind of be like a good match. But they're both friends, like they both make amends for each other. But that would be like a good match anyway, because then if Seth Rollins like lost the title against Cody, he can either go against Roman Reigns for the other title and he can become a double champion.
Yeah. I think it was they kind of backed themselves out of that because right before all that happened, Roman was on TV talking about how that title like meant nothing and his title was like the only real one. So it wouldn't have made sense for Cody to want to go after Seth's championship when Roman just completely like destroyed it.
Yeah. Because the thing was like Seth wanted Cody to go after his title. Because Roman doesn't want Cody to get the title. He wants the title he wants him and The Rock to get that match. But it might happen But it
I mean,
depends. But it depends if because The Rock is going to go back after Cody.
yeah.
So if The Rock wins that title, then Roman and The Rock can go after each other for that title.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm kind of confused about is like that's The Rock is kind of just assuming that Cody is never going to lose the title. Like what happens if because we don't know how long The Rock is going to be gone. I'm guessing it's going to be at least
And
a couple more months. Like how does he know that Cody is still going to have the title when he comes back?
well, Solo lost the title against Cody thanks to Roman.
Mhm.
Now, now we got Bad Blood coming in.
Yeah.
So it'll be Roman versus Solo and Bad Blood. It would also be Damian versus Finn Balor.
Mhm. That'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was surprised that Tiffy tried to cash in on Nia Jackson Bailey for the title.
Yeah. She kind of played it
But
off like she was just trying to distract Bailey, but
so that
I
Nia
don't
can
know
get the
about that.
win.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
But I was thinking like Tiffy should have cashed in on Liv and Rhea.
yeah,
Mhm.
Then that
Yeah.
would have been like a good cash in. Then she would have a title, and if Nia won, then she would also have a title.
yeah, then they would both have one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
One thing that I'm wondering is like since the men's briefcase is gone, like technically you can cash in on any title, right? Like, does that
Yeah.
mean that Tiffany could potentially cash in on a men's title?
I don't think so. It has to be a woman's title.
Okay. Yeah, because that would be some like if it was a scenario where both guys were like super injured after a match.
Yeah. I mean, if they had a tag team Money in the Bank,
Hmm.
that'll be sick.
Hmm.
that would be crazy.
Two briefcases, like two briefcases for a team,
Yeah.
and then they cash in on it for a tag team championship match.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That would.
I mean, it was kind of the last like during WrestleMania they had that 6-pack ladder match for the titles where it was kind of like them grabbing a briefcase, but it was the actual titles,
Title belts, yeah.
which
Because one
I was
one
I
thing
was
one thing it was funny that remember DIY and Awesome Truth and our Truth said, wait. You guys get the SmackDown titles, we get the Raw titles, and then we all four of us could win
yeah.
because all four of them are allies.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was wondering what happens if only one guy in the tag team grabs the belt and then a guy from a different tag team grabs the other one and they're not partners. Like how does that work?
That's okay. That would have been like a little off. That would have been like a botch. And then you'll
Yeah.
see Triple H coming down,
yeah,
and imagine he tore his quads.
Yeah.
something our truth would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I was a
Archie
little
grabs.
worried that was gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I was laughing my ass off though.
Mhm.
What Archie thought it was a pin, like he's trying to pin.
Yeah, he's so funny.
But I'm
Yeah,
like
I feel like
I'm surprised that Miz hasn't turned his back on R-Truth yet.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I don't know what's going on with the Miz, but he hasn't really been the best partner for our truth. I mean, we've said like he's still how long have they been tag team partners and Miz still can't even say like what's up on beat when they're walking in.
I
Like if he
think that
can't even do that, it's like
the first time I
not
remember they tagged him since 2011.
yeah, I know they have a huge history.
Yeah, because they were heels back then, and then they
Mhm.
became faces this year because R-Truth was a face.
mhm.
Yeah.
And so when R-Truth tried to join the Judgment Day, Miz tried to save him.
Yeah,
I wonder if our truth is going to try to join the Judgment Day again now that they're kind of separated. Because it was really only Damian Priest who didn't like him.
He just didn't like it what Dom did to Rhea that one time because he helped Liv win.
Oh yeah,
because he was upset about that. And then he was also, I think, and then he got upset with Finn and JD McDonough because they lost their titles. Carlito left with those two, and all that's left is Damian and Rhea. That might bring Edge back
that would be exciting.
because it'd be the old Judgment Day versus the new Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see Edge come back. I know he's injured, and he just joined AEW, so I don't know how that would work, but that would be pretty exciting.
That would be exciting.
Yeah, I definitely see Miz turning on R-Truth soon though, because they've kind of been like messing up a lot of their matches recently, and like they can't figure it out. So I could see Miz turning on
when
him.
Jelly Roll came in.
Yeah,
It gave Austin Theory a 5-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah, and that was one of the best choke slams I've seen. I was very impressed by Jelly Roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Austin Theory, like, he's more like a downrated superstar. He said, I'm the youngest United States champion there is today. I'm like, wasn't John Cena the first youngest?
Yeah.
And then and then it was Matt Riddle, and then Austin Theory.
I mean, I really like Austin Theory. I think he definitely has a lot of potential. I could see him become one of the biggest superstars in the WWE. It's just he's got a long ways to go from where he is right now.
Yeah. One thing that was funny, he tried to catch it on Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and he failed to cash in.
Yeah. I mean, what was he expecting?
Yeah. I laughed at that. I was like, oh my God. He just tried to cash in on Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And I was like, this dude is such an idiot.
Wasn't that the same match where Brock Lesnar had like the tractor and like destroyed the entire ring?
It was before that. He tried to attempt to cash in so many times, and he failed because like he knew because they stopped him because he didn't get a chance to like give him the briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
But then and you're right, it was some because he attempted to cash it in.
Mm-hmm.
He attempted to cash it in when they're both out or down or whatever, and I think Brock Lesnar got up and F5'd them. And then after that, Roman speared him. And it became the worst failed cash-in that he could do.
Yeah, I don't know if you could pick a combination, like a worse combination of two guys to cash in on. I mean,
I mean, the best cash-in was Seth Rollins on Roman and Brock.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because that was the best cash in because he cashed in on Brock and Roman because Roman had Brock beaten.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Seth cashed in, he broke up the pin, made it a triple threat. He curb stomped Brock, and he also gave Roman a pedigree and then stacked them both. I think he pinned either Roman or Brock, and then he won the title like that fast.
Yeah.
Because they gave Seth Rollins a push.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with that little trio or Bronson Reed on Monday Night Raw kind of destroyed Seth Rollins. That was a little bit crazy and unexpected, but
I also saw Sami Zayn and Jey Uso are going after those tag team champions.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting to see those two together again.
That's a good deal.
So I heard that there were rumors. I don't know if this is true. There's always rumors going around online about WWE, but I heard there were rumors that they were talking about trading Jey Uso and Sami Zayn to SmackDown, so they
Will
could
that be
help
like the
out
next? That's
Roman
probably going.
Reigns.
Well, Roman's not on SmackDown yet because he hasn't been picked where he's going to be at.
I think they announced last night. I don't know if he's gonna stay, but he'll at least be on SmackDown this Friday. But
Right, but then he has to get Jay and Sammy on their side.
yeah, so I don't
On
really
his
know
side.
what's gonna happen. And I know it's definitely not gonna be easy for him to just be like, oh, I'm sorry, you guys should help me out to Jay and Sammy, because he's like Jey Uso at least still hates Roman Reigns like a lot. Like just
Yeah.
because Solo has become so different, like that doesn't mean that Jey Uso is just gonna want to help Roman Reigns
On the fly like that.
Yeah, especially if Jimmy Uso is there too.
Right. Yeah. Because thanks to Jimmy, cost Jay the match.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm thinking because because I know Jay, his ally is Sammy.
Yeah.
So if because Sammy wanted Jay to get out of the bloodline while he still can.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jay listened to Sammy. Now, Jay and Sammy, if Roman has to go to Raw to get them.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that there's a rumor going around that they might trade Jay and Sammy to SmackDown.
If they get the Raw, unless if they don't get the Raw Tag Team Championships, so. Because Sammy's still trying to get.
I forgot. Yeah, they are going after.
Because Sammy is going after the Intercontinental Championship match, as getting an Intercontinental Championship match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just last night they had Randy Orton and A-Town Down, who are supposed to be SmackDown on Raw. So that they could potentially, I don't know what's going on with that, but
because DIY went against the Bloodline for the titles.
Oh yeah, is DIY Raw?
No, they're SmackDown.
Okay.
So they got attacked by the Bloodline for the Tag Team Championship match.
Uh-huh.
So if Jay and Sammy are going after the Raw Tag Team Championships, they're going to be staying on Raw, though, so that they can get that opportunity. Mm-hmm. Roman has to go to Raw on Monday because he's like a free agent right now.
Yeah, because they did pull him out of the draft. I remember that.
Because they haven't put him in yet. So he can go on both brands.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to go to Raw to talk to Jay and Sammy and let them help them win to get the titles so that they can be on his side, so to help him dethrone Solo.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I was thinking it doesn't really make sense to have, because I mean, when Roman was on SmackDown before WrestleMania, I mean, when he was there, like he pretty much ran SmackDown. Like Nick Aldis pretty much like mentioned, like Nick Aldis pretty much answered to him in the Bloodline. But so I don't know how that would work with even having Solo and Roman in the same building, because
no. They have to do it. They have to do it differently. Have it in a different way. Mm-hmm. So if Roman's going to be on SmackDown, he has to like explain why he returned. Then he has to get a match with Solo, but before that, he has to get the band back together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that will mean like he'll have to go to Raw to talk to Jay and Sammy.
Yeah. Or perhaps the Wise Man will do that.
Yeah. And then once they ask him about the good side between that, then that'll mean Jay has to call Jimmy to come back too. And then it'll be like the OG bloodline against the new Bloodline and Survivor Series War Games because
4v4.
War Games is before the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And I know they just announced that they are doing War Games again this year. So
Yeah. But
yeah,
it would,
I'm excited to see what happens.
but it would be cool if a little person did come out of the Royal Rumble.
I agree. I agree with you 100%.
Mhm.
Because if imagine if Pat McAfee DM me and say, "Hey man, I saw the podcast. I talked to the CEO. We want you in the Royal Rumble," and I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Now that would be an awesome thing for me to do. And they said, "We're gonna give you a big push. We're gonna let you win the Royal Rumble," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Little me against 29 tall motherfuckers."
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna be scared for
Yeah.
my life.
That would be crazy.
I'm wondering, do you have a strategy when you're going against tall fighters that you can kind of take advantage of your like short height?
Go for the knees.
Yeah.
Give him a few spears.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of flying clotheslines.
Yeah.
A bunch of Superman punches.
Yeah.
A few super kicks to the midsection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, little people are definitely not to be underestimated. Like I come from a O-line background, and I mean, I never went against anyone that little, but it was never the big, huge guys that were the hardest to block. It was always the short, quick guys who can get around you and get leverage on you. So, yeah.
Like my first attempt, maybe like if I was number 30 as a surprise wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Now that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do our best to like our clips on this show get a pretty decent like viewership, and I know at least our truth he follows us on Twitter and retweets a lot of our posts, so hopefully we can get someone at WWE to consider this.
Yeah, because I just imagine I got a picture, I got a text from whoever from WWE with a blue check mark saying, "Hey, dude, you're gonna be in the Royal Rumble." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the Royal Rumble. Like, yeah, you're gonna be the Royal Rumble. Can I invite my crew? Yeah, I'll invite your crew. I'm like, hey, boss. I got good news. What? I'm in the Royal Rumble. Wait, what? I got a DM from one of the wrestlers from WWE. So,
Yeah.
we're going to Royal Rumble. They're like, where is it? And I tell them where it is. Like, okay, we're definitely. Wait, are you in it? I'm in it. Let's go. And then we get the whole crew go to Royal Rumble, and then I'm in. And they're like, what number are you? Oh, I'm number 30.
Crazy. Yeah, that's the best part of the Rumble is you never know who's going to show up. And I'm sure the crowd would do you get a crazy pop if you showed up number 30 or something like that because no one would see it coming.
And I bet Triple H like this. You're gonna win the Royal Rumble. You get to pick on which title you're gonna get, and I'm like, okay, I'm scared.
Which one would you go for right now?
Which one would I go for? I would not wrestle Gunther because he probably knocked the wind out of me with those chops.
Oh man, yeah.
If Gunther holds the title that long,
I think he will.
yeah. My best bet is either go against Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm. I think Cody. I think he's getting a little cocky. Because I mean he's had this belt for a while, but I don't know. I think that would definitely be a fun match to watch.
Me against Cody Rhodes. Yeah. That would be a fun match anyway, because then he'd be like, they'd probably be like this. I know he's a face, but I know like me and him will probably get along real nicely. I might say, Cody, I know you're a champion. All due respect, I've been a big fan of yours. Big fan.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take the title away from you. I know you wanted at WrestleMania last year to finish your story. But I also want to finish my story too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, everyone's got a story to finish.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he got this. What is your story, my friend? Well, my story was to join WWE and get a good glimpse at it. But
Mhm.
right now, I just want a friendly competition. Me and you at WrestleMania for the WWE, the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. One-on-one. Anything goes.
Mm.
And I'm like this, if you win, I'll back off from your title. If I win, I'll let you have a rematch. And then he might say this, well, if I win, you get a rematch. If you win, I'll get a rematch. And I'm like, all right, that's fair enough. Because one that's out of respect.
Mhm.
Yeah. Love it.
But bro, I'll be damned if I actually wasn't in a Royal Rumble though. I'll be damned.
Yeah.
That would be hype.
Well, it's getting pretty late. Probably gonna wrap up the show soon. I do have one more question, and it's have you ever met 50 Cent?
No, he posted a picture about me though, but it's on my Instagram though.
No
That's
way.
cool.
Have you ever met any wrestlers in the WWE? I know you mentioned you fought with, or you wrestled with Hornswoggle and El Torito, but have you ever met any of the guys that are currently in the WWE?
I met Carlito,
Mhm.
Eric Rowan.
Dang.
Let's see, who else have I met? I know I met one of the luchadors from WWE. I also met Dolph Ziggler,
Uh-huh.
That's cool.
Big Cass. Let's see, who else? I almost saw LA Knight. I almost did.
Dang.
Uh-huh.
JTG was one of them. He's also a former WWE superstar. Let's see. Alberto Del Rio.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think that's it.
Dang. It's an impressive
Yeah.
list.
Well, it's getting late for me. I gotta end it soon. But do you have any last remarks that you want to make before we end the show?
I do. I was going to say this to people out there who have a dream out there. Never let the haters talk you out on it, but always follow your dreams and always prove everyone wrong.
Awesome. That
Love
definitely
it.
inspired me. All right. Well, we actually have one question that just came in from one of our viewers. Do you have any advice for people who want to get into wrestling?
Oh, dang. I was waiting for that one to come out. If my advice for the people who want to get into wrestling. So if you want to wrestle, always keep your mouth closed and let your ears open. Take any advice from any other wrestler that gives you. Always throw out your opinions too, but unless if you want to do it, always make sure that you take your time, take things slow, work your way from the bottom all the way up to the top, and then prove everybody wrong that you can be the person you want to be.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on our show. This was
No problem.
really great. Learned a lot. And yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you
we'll
guys for
definitely.
having me.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to watch that documentary when it comes out, and hopefully we'll see you in the Royal Rumble.
Let's
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Well, thank you everyone for watching this episode of Chokeslam Radio. Make sure to like and subscribe and listen to the podcast on any podcasting app if you're not watching live. And yeah, we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you for joining us on this bone-chilling journey through the world of WWE. Join us next time on your favorite podcast app or live Tuesday nights on YouTube, Instagram, and X. As the final bell tolls, remember to stay tuned for more spine-tingling tales from the crypt. Chokeslam that button and subscribe. Check out srotu.org and TRW15 on YouTube, or else. Until next time, may the power of the dead man be with you. Rest in